along on the piling. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is a rainy Wednesday afternoon right now. You can probably hear the rain hitting the roof of the carport over me. I am out here about to put my boat back together. I went out in a kayak this past weekend, and so I had obviously pulled out a bunch of stuff to take with me in the kayak. And so now I've got to put it all back together in the boat because I am getting ready for another all-day fishing tournament tomorrow. Going out to the Pamunkey River, which if you've watched, it would have been a few videos ago, went out to the Pamunkey River for the first time with my buddy Josh a couple months ago. It was cool. It was our first time out there, and so this local bass club has another event there tomorrow. If you watched the video that I went out to the Pamunkey River on, talked about how we went. It's where the York River splits into the Mattaponi and the Pamunkey, and we put in right where that split happens, and it's very brackish there, so we had to run pretty far west up the river to get to water where we could find some bass. But the ramp that this tournament is going out of is even considerably farther west than where I went. It's very possible, depending on how far east I run from the ramp where takeoff is, I might not fish any of the water that we fished a couple months ago. So essentially what I'm saying is I'm about to go fish a tournament tomorrow in a river that I've never fished before, or at least an area of this river that I have never been to before. So it should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. It fishes a lot like some of the other local rivers, James River, Chickahominy River. So I'm optimistic that I don't just get skunked, because that'd be a bummer for the time and entry fee investment for this event to go out there and catch nothing. So hopefully we can find something. I am going out solo. Josh is not able to get off work. Work is crazy right now for both of us, but I was able to work a bunch of extra hours in the earlier part of this week and get ahead enough that I can take off tomorrow and go do some fishing. So I'm out here getting stuff ready this afternoon, because we got stuff going on all evening, so I have to get out here and get everything prepped and ready. So I'm gonna get things all set this afternoon, and then I will see you guys back bright and early tomorrow. I'm gonna get up around 3:30 tomorrow, I think. I don't know what time I will turn the camera on and start trying to film, because it'll obviously be dark for quite a while at that point. So, but I will see you guys in the morning. We're gonna see if we can't go find a few bass.
Alright guys, come on! 5 fish, 12 inches. Alright, we fish until 2 o'clock. Be up here off pad at the ramp at 2 o'clock. Light fast over the kill switch hooked up. Y'all play night, we'll see you this afternoon.
Well, I might have made a really bad decision because every single boat went upriver from the ramp, and I'm the only one that went down. But we'll see. Oh, come on, are you serious? Where are you home? kidding me? Come on, dude. All that shit. Oh boy, that is not how you want to start off. 5 minutes in, already breaking off a jackhammer. That's cool. I don't know if that came across on the camera, but I'm pretty sure I just snagged on a beaver dam there, and I just heard a big splash inside of it, which I assume was the beaver. That's kind of funny. Serious. Well, that hurt. At least it was the blade and the head that hit me and not the hook. You guys aren't seeing it on the cameras because it's all behind me, but there is, on this bend, this whole bend in this river, there is, oh, right there, there are a ton of sizable fish hitting stuff up on the surface, and I don't know, I don't think they're gar, because gar are not usually super aggressive. They kind of come up in almost like a really slow dolphin dive on the surface. They could be striper. I don't know if they're a striper this far up in the Pamunkey or not. I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be, but sounds like some pretty sizable fish. Again, probably striper. I have not seen any of them. They always, that one was right on the edge of that weed line over there. Initial thoughts for the morning while I'm cutting across right here. The water temperature is 78 degrees, which is insane. Josh and I fished a Tuesday nighter on Lake Chesden last week, and it was 95 degrees. Now, that's a lake, not, a small lake, not a river like this. So it makes sense that it's cooler temps, but 78 is wild. So what I got to figure out this morning is, are we going to be looking for like hardcover, kind of like what I've started fishing off, timber laydowns, stuff like that, or more stuff like this, pad fields, grass lines, stuff like that. Like I said earlier in the intro, I have never fished this, we'll just say never fished this river, because while I have technically fished the river proper, it was not this area of it. So for all intents and purposes, I have not fished this river. So I have no idea how this is going to go. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us. With the water temps being that low, they're obviously hitting stuff on the surface. So in theory, they should be chewing on some top water. Just gotta, come on. And now I'm hung on a pad. There we go. Must have been small. All right, there we go. One in the boat. First one. I honestly thought he was a catfish because he was fighting like one, but what a pleasant surprise. All right, for those of you who've been watching my fishing videos this year and keeping score, that is now spinnerbait number 5 that I have had a blade come off of. Oh my goodness gracious. So I don't know if I just need to get different spinnerbaits or what, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. The split ring is essentially getting, well, it's splitting. And I guess that's what's allowing it to come off. I don't know. I mean, all of my spinnerbaits, all the blades are set up that way. So I don't know. I don't know what's up. Don't know what is causing them to do that, but 5 for the year. This is why stuff like spinnerbaits, really most things, it's good to not just have, you know, your one spinnerbait or your one chatterbait or your one anything, because chances are you're gonna lose it, break it off, or get it, you know, break it off from a fish, or break it off from getting freaking stuck like I did that jackhammer to start the morning. My kids are always asking me like, Dad, why are you buying so much bait? You have so much, you have enough. Like, you don't understand. I lose a lot. Not always. Sometimes I can go out without losing anything, but and like I mean, I still have all those spinnerbaits. Like, I'm just throwing them in my basement because one day I will go online somewhere, maybe Tackle Warehouse or something like that, and I will order a whole bunch of, you know, replacement blades, and then all those spinnerbaits will be back in action. But I haven't gotten around to it yet, so there's a growing pile of spinnerbaits in my basement that is currently out of commission. All right, 2 hours, well, 2.5 hours in. I feel really stupid right now because I didn't prep much for this trip, as far as like Google Maps, chart, research, all that kind of stuff. So, because I just didn't have time. So I got out on the water in front of the boat ramp, and I just went the direction that I thought I needed to go, and I thought I was running downriver. I've been running upriver for the last 2.5 hours, and I just figured that out because I should have been getting close. There was one particular spot I was going to try to work to, just a real big channel swing where it's good deep water on a point. And I was like, why am I going farther away from that? Maybe, I mean, the cell service here is terrible, so I thought maybe the map just wasn't loading correctly. And then I realized that I totally forgot which side of the river the boat ramp was on. So when I turned left and thought I was going upriver, I was actually, or thought I was going downriver, I was actually going upriver. Which means that everybody else went downriver and I went upriver instead of the other way around. So I'm going to turn around and go back the other direction because that's the way I wanted to go. And yeah, this is what happens when you go fish a tournament on a river you've never fished before without doing much practice or research ahead of time. All right. Missed. Get in the freaking net. Well, that's the first time I've ever netted a fish solo, and it shows. Look at that. First cast of the Ned rig right down the hatch. How awesome is that? Heck yeah. He ain't big, but he's bleeding all over my boat. Maybe I should have grabbed the net. That was little though. Would not have wanted to keep him. A little bit better. Shout out to my buddy Drew, who I would say turned me on to Ned rigs last year. We went fishing in the James River, like wading in a section near Richmond where it's pretty shallow. And he was flipping Ned rigs around, catching a bunch of little smallmouth, and ever since then, I have not thrown it much, but that's what I caught a few fish on last weekend in a kayak outing. And I figured, why not throw a little Morning Dawn. This is a Z-Man Finesse TRD. It's like, you know, a little 2.5 inch long Ned worm. And that's also the first time in my life, if you take out pond fishing or stuff like that, the first time in my life where I'm like, you know, fishing for real, that I have pulled up on a spot and caught more than one fish on the same spot. I hooked 3 off that wall right there, you know, got 2 of them in the boat, missed the one small one. But I have, like, I watch pros do that all the freaking time. They'll just pull up on a spot or sit there and just catch fish nonstop. I've never been able to do it. So that was a pretty cool thing, to catch multiple fish off one spot. Stinky old catfish. Had to happen eventually. I don't think he's gonna go, but that was funny. Nope. It's like 10 inches. Thanks for playing. Go find your brother, your bigger brothers. Oh, don't hang on the piling. What are we hung on? Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. Big old freaking catfish. Yep, that's figures. You just go ahead and take that freaking hook with you. I just put a fresh hook on. Or a fresh worm on. Let's go. That's what we freaking need right there. There we go. Two 7. Best fish we've got all day. On a junk cast while I was just moving from one spot to another. All right, here it is, 12:15. Got 4 fish in the box, but one of them is dead. One of the ones that I caught on the Ned rig. I think it was the second one. I tongue hooked the first one. That's why it was so far down his mouth. I think he's perked up and he's doing okay. The second one, I got hooked, and I had a really hard time getting that hook out, and so he is floating in the live well, which it'll still count. It is a 4-ounce penalty for a dead fish. So I mean, it was a 1. I think he was a 1.7, so he'll essentially count for 1.3 if I got my weights right. So it sucks. First fish that I will be weighing, first dead fish I'll have to weigh in an event. Very unfortunate, but gotta stay on top of hydration. Choco Hydrate stuff is so good. It doesn't have all that bad crap that some other drinks have in them. does a good job of replenishing those electrolytes. All the Jocko stuff that which I have a decent amount of it. All the Jocko fuel products are sweetened with monk fruit instead of artificial sweeteners. So they taste good. They're also good for you. You gotta stay hydrated when you're out on the boat. It's warmed up a little bit. It is not that hot right now. I mean, it's probably, cell service out here sucks, but yeah, it's warmed up to 78, but it's warmed up a little bit, but it's still beautiful out. It's a little breezy. It is switched from like fully overcast to partly sunny, mostly cloudy, whatever you want to call it. So beautiful day to be on the water. This is quite the setup right here. There's an Airstream in the middle of it. It's a little boat launch off the back. I don't know what this is, but it's pretty freaking sweet. Like the coolest houseboat ever. The Sebastian Marie. Pretty sweet. Oh boy, what a day. It is 1:39, weigh in is at 2, so I got about 15 minutes left. Still only got the 4 fish in the box. Not super awesome, and one of them's dead, so yeah, could be better for sure. I think I'm just gonna head up the way and fish over near the ramp for a few minutes just to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be when it's time to weigh in.
Both
10.
There you go. Grab a couple of these fish.
I got 4, and 1 is
Deceased.
deceased or very soon to be.
Yeah, he's gone. You look at his eyes.
So you got 5 and
5 and 1 dead.
No, I got 4. I only got
4 and 1 dead.
four
I'm
total.
sorry.
they're all the same size. None of them are
6.72 pounds.
Thank you.
with me.
Thank you. All right, well, not my most successful tournament day fishing so far this year, but it was a fun day. So it's currently Saturday morning now. I'm probably gonna do outros like this like more often. A lot of the time I don't have time when I get home in the afternoon. I'm either trying to get to work or get back to work, or something going on. It was also an extra crazy week this week. We had vacation Bible school at my church, so I basically made it home in time to shove some food in my face and then turn around and go right back to church for about 3 or 4 hours for VBS, and it was like that all week. So crazy busy week. So it was nice. We started out with a nice restful sleeping in a little bit this morning to just kind of slow down, catch a breath, get some stuff cleaned up around the house. So now I'm back out here in the boat though, talk about what I caught fish on during this event. So started the day out, the first fish was on this guy right here. So a lot of the same rods and setups as the last tournament that I did this for. We got the 6-gill chopper, which is, again, I talked about this in another recent video. I really like this rod for throwing spinner baits and chatter baits on, which is what I was throwing this on. This is the Booyah Counter Strike spinner bait, which I've caught a decent amount of fish on, I think, over the last couple years. Again though, had a outer blade come off of the one that I think this is not the actual one that I caught the fish on, because I had to change out because I had this outer blade come off on the one I was using. I'm probably gonna just try switching spinner baits at some point. Like honestly, I buy these a lot because they're not expensive when I'm in the store at Academy, but I'm kind of tired of blades coming off of them all the time. The reels I have on these rods, I have, these two rods are identical. I have 2 different reels on them though. I've got the M3 metal on this one. It is a 7:3-to-1 gear ratio, so kind of on that mid-range, a little higher, upper end mid-range of speed. And then this is the other one with, and I think I have 12-pound, I think this is 12-pound fluorocarbon. I can't remember. It might be 14-pound actually. I think it's 14-pound fluorocarbon. This is the Abu Garcia Pro Max with, I've got 30-pound braid on this, I think, or 50-pound braid. Was throwing the Z-Man jackhammer on this one. It's a 1/2 ounce jackhammer. This is the green pumpkin shad color, and I almost always am throwing the Crush City freeloader as the trailer on that. This is the one that I was using, and the tail actually got bit off. That's with the full tail on. It's got that last little bit just kicks really well as a trailer. These are the gizzard shad color, which I've used a lot as trailers on my chatterbaits. So this caught the catfish, and it also caught that bigger bass that the last one that I caught, just randomly making a cast on a grass line in between that bridge and that dock, and was a little bit surprised to get into that one right there. The fish that I was not able to keep because he was only 10 inches long, caught him on the Lew's American Hero combo, which I have 17-pound fluorocarbon on this. This has kind of become my swim jig rod. It was, again, I've talked about this before. I have never thrown a swim jig before this year, and I have started throwing them a lot this year and caught quite a few fish doing it. Nothing crazy. I'm not smashing them on this, but it's been fun kind of learning something new and it actually being successful. 7:1-to-1 gear ratio again. And this is the actual bait that I caught him on. It's the Guggen Baits swim jig. I forget what the actual name of it is, but it's got the Crush City cleanup craw on the back of it. You know, again, just a bluegill, great bluegill imitator, swimming in around grass. The surprise successful bait for this morning was the Ned rig on the Guggen Squad spinning rod with the Fluger President spinning reel. I've got 8-pound Suffix Nano braid on this rod and reel. Got Berkeley Red Label fluorocarbon as the leader. That was a fun, unexpected surprise bite. And the really cool thing is that I had one Ned hook left because I have not. It's not something I've bought a lot of. And I went to Academy the night before, finished this event, and picked up another pack of Ned heads. These are the Z-Man. This is the Z-Man Ned head, and it is specifically designed to work really well with the Elastetech plastics. So this is the Z-Man Finesse TRD in Twilight color. You can hopefully see it okay. It is basically pink and purple, but the point is that it is super stretchy. It's also TPE is one of the other names for this stuff. It's TPE plastic. So crazy stretchability compared to other plastics. Sometimes it's really hard to get these to stay on a hook, but the design of the keeper on this Z-Man Ned hook, it did a phenomenal job. I caught all 3 of those fish that I hooked off that one, you know, basically wood wall essentially. Hooked multiple fish off the same worm, and all I had to do is occasionally, if I got it stuck or something, I just had to like slide it down a little bit more. Super quick tweak to get it lined back up, and it did great. I'm gonna be throwing Ned rigs more often, I can tell you that much. Depending on where I fish, it's not always the easiest thing to fish. I think in the wind especially, it can be hard to throw. But I will for sure be throwing it when I go back down to Smith Mountain Lake in a few months, because I think this would be a phenomenal lure to throw. I fish docks a lot on that lake. A lot of docks with a lot of, like, the bottom, especially up shallow under a lot of those docks, there's a lot of rock in there. This would be perfect, I think. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, that was what I caught everything on. Those 4 rods and basically four different lures. Definitely not one of my more successful finishes though, as far as tournament fishing this year. There were 16 boats, and out of those 16, 3 of them got skunked, which means 13 boats weighed in fish, and I was the lowest weight out of all of those 13. I had 6.5 pounds. Next place up had 6.9, and then everybody else was kind of scattered around in the 8s. A few 8 pounds, a few 9s, 1 or 2 10s, and then fourth through third all had between 11 and 12 pounds, and then the winning weight was 12.7 pounds, I think, and big fish was only 3.96. So just overall not a great day across the board for everybody that fished that tournament, but it was still fun. It was a beautiful day. Great day to be out on the water and not working. Almost any day is a good day to be on the water and not working. But definitely looking forward to continue trying to, you know, figure stuff out in these tournaments and keep having some fun. And hopefully you guys are enjoying some of these tournament videos. I know get a lot longer than my just general going out fishing for an afternoon kind of videos. So hopefully you guys are enjoying them. I am having fun not only going out and doing them, but I'm having fun editing them, especially one like this where just using the 2 DJI cameras and I think overlapping them. Again, I have not edited this video yet as time of filming this outro, but intentionally did not run a GoPro for this one. Just had the forward facing and, you know, one on the chest. So hopeful that the editing process is going to go a lot faster on this one. And then eventually, I know sometimes for you guys watching, it can be probably hard to understand, especially when I'm out with Josh. It's probably hard to understand, like, hear all the dialogue over wind noise and other noise and stuff like that. So I eventually would like to get the DJI microphones as well, the wireless microphones, to be able to provide better audio for you guys. But I need more YouTube revenue for that. So keep watching the videos, and I will eventually be able to upgrade my audio and continue improving the whole viewing experience for you guys. So all that being said, thank you guys for watching. As always, Be safe out there on the water. I don't know if it showed up, but there was one point where I was fishing towards the end of the afternoon. Was fishing in an area where there's at least a fireboat and a couple police conservation, police boats out there. Kind of looked like they were looking for something, but I didn't know what. And I ended up finding out over the last couple days that there was a missing boater that they were looking for, and he was found yesterday afternoon, I believe, which is obviously not a good thing. So make sure you're wearing your life vest and make sure you got all that stuff. That's why I have most of the time not done a very good job of wearing my vest while I'm running around, but I've started doing that this year. There've been a lot of water related deaths here in this area this year, and not all from boats, just seems like an increase in drownings this year here locally to where I am. So I've been making an effort to, not only when I'm in tournaments, but just when I'm out fishing, to make sure I'm wear your vest, make sure your kill switch is hooked up so that if you do fall out of your boat, it will kill the boat, turn it off. In this case, again, like I believe the 911 call for this incident that happened the morning of the tournament was there was someone calling for help in a boat doing circles in the water because the kill switch apparently was not hooked up. So wear your life vest, wear your kill switch, be safe out there if you can go out with someone else as well, so that there's someone there with you in case something happens. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say too much more about that because I don't know very much, other than that there was a drowning the morning of the tournament where we were fishing. So be safe out there. Go out, have fun fishing though, if you can, or just get out in the outdoors, have some fun, and I will see you guys on the next one.